Thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Watching my video, thank you. Thank you for going to Patreon and becoming a patron. Appreciate it. So we are going to do Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle for Humanity. We're going to do, it is called Infinity Draw. This is for all of humanity. And I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. The infinity symbol is formed by a figure 8 on its side and symbolizes endlessness. In numerology, 8s represent manifestation. We are infinite spirits here on a temporary journey in body. Our souls, timeless, limitless, and eternal. We manifest our reality and draw to us experiences and people that are in alignment with our consciousness. The infinity spread can give you insight into the hidden and unconscious aspects of and layers of a particular issue, situation, or relationship, helping you to understand the infinite nature of your evolution, both as a spirit and as a human being. Alright, so the first card I'm going to pull represents what is hidden. And this is for the month of January. What is hidden for humanity in the month of January? What is hidden for the humanity in the month of January? What is hidden in the month of January for humanity? What is hidden for humanity in the month of January? Consciousness. So consciousness, what is hidden for humanity this month of January? The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multi-dimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. Consciousness can be described as a state of awareness or focused attention, and wherever we direct our attention will dominate our minds. Like the universe, consciousness is alive, forever expanding, breathing, morphing. Consciousness reflects reality, and reality reflects consciousness in return. In this new energy, our consciousness is rapidly expanding to hold the awareness of the many multi-dimensional aspects of reality. We are increasingly capable of multi-directing our attention to many different layers at the same time, providing us with a deep, rich experience in every moment. We no longer receive input solely through the senses that are closely connected to our physical body alone. We receive communication from beyond the body through intuitive thought, intuitive knowing, and intuitive feeling. Light and consciousness are closely connected. They both have quantum attributes and are non-linear. Light is an energy that can be created through consciousness, and consciousness can create light in return. Light influences our awareness, our perception, our consciousness, and therefore our reality. The center of the consciousness image shows the place of birth, where light bursts out of the core to spread into the various planes of reality. The bright purple indicates the connection to Source, and the yellow spheres refer to our sense of self emerging from Source and expanding into the flower of life grid, the basis for our three-dimensional reality. The blue in the image refers to the deep, dark universe, the origin of everything that shows up in our reality. But since everything is always in motion, so is consciousness, like a breath morphing, changing, expanding, and the color could easily flow from blue into purple, into red, into yellow, and so on. Try this. Take a moment to go inside and mentally scan your body. Notice the physical sensations you feel. Tune into your heart. How do you feel emotionally? Now move your awareness away from your body. Can you feel the space around your body? Practice moving your awareness from what goes on inside you to what's going on around you. Second card is contemplation. What is to be contemplated? Let me say this right.
You think that I came here because I just love magic so much?
Contemplated on. Contemplation represents contemplation. What is to be complimented on? Complimented? No. Contemplation. Contemplated on. For humanity in January. What is to be contemplated on? For humanity in January?
It is. It's just, we can do this. We can't do this.
What is to be confrontation? Confrontation for humanity in January.
Alright. So, you gotta be kidding me. There's some here on someone. Look, you guys need some extra hands or something. Yes. I can't. Yes.
Communication.
Yes. Everything you think is so boring, I replace it with dubstep. Come on.
It's just being important. Each one a magical adapt.
Communication. The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart, the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balance exchange. Communication is the process of sharing information between a sender and a recipient. For humans, this usually takes place through spoken and written words, gestures, behaviors, or touch. But it can also happen through the more subtle languages like chemistry and energetics. Communication is at the core of all relations, whether interpersonal between people or the way in which our inner world and body talk to us. While words have predominantly been the way humankind has communicated for most of its modern history, the new energy invites us, even requires us, to develop our abilities to receive, translate, and share the messages that arise from the depths of us. Most of these messages will emerge as feelings and intuitive thought, and we might find that the words we have been using for so long hold far more complex and subtle energies than we ever imagined. And that leads to realizing more expanded and subtle meanings as well. The dolphins that swirl inside the four circles of this activation are representative of the mastery of relations. They support the awakening and developing of subtle communications while reminding us to keep a playful attitude as we learn these new skills. Meanwhile, the number 4 represents the form-based world in which we live. It is a reminder of the importance of applying all that we learn to the reality we collectively choose to create on this plane. The triangles in the middle represent the inner union and balance between the feminine and the masculine. The upward large triangle symbolizes the connection to source, and the abundant blues indicate an open throat chakra, so clear and unrestricted that communication flows effortlessly. Greens represent the presence of an open heart, allowing love and compassion to pour into the external without restrictions and boundaries. The turquoise represents the high heart, the place where the energies from the heart and those from the throat merge into the loving expression of truth. And the surrounding deep purple space represents the origin of clear, insightful perception through an open third eye. Try this. Take a moment to go inside and feel what your body is communicating to you. Is it happy? Is it sad? Is there any pain? There is great messaging in pain, and you're listening to that communication. How do you communicate with the outer world? Are you kind and wise with your words when you speak with others? Are you sending positive messages to yourself? Third card shows insights related to the emotional world.
So who were those people?
What are the insights for humanity's emotional world in January? What are the insights for humanity's emotional world in January? What are the insights for the emotional world for humanity in January?
You thought her was, anyway. Now, you're so well stocked. It's like the end of the rainbow. After you.
Hey. Come on, open the door.
Alchemy.
Hey, don't be an asshole. Open the door.
The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability in remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation. Alchemy usually refers to the process of transforming matter, particularly that from metal into gold. In a more esoteric sense, alchemy has been associated with magical transformations that have to do with longevity. Magic is as real as we allow ourselves to believe, whether we aim to transform metal into gold or wish to find the secret to life itself, the immortality of the soul. When we access the mysterious, subtle, and often undefined parts of ourselves that light us up, we get a taste of real magic. Love is one of the greatest, more mysterious and magical energies in the universe. When love comes to us and we open our hearts to welcome it in, true alchemy can work its magic on every aspect of our being. In tantric traditions, it is believed that when two people merge through not only their physical bodies, but with all the energetic aspects of the cells aligned as well, they can reach states of consciousness that have powerful rejuvenating effects and can even open the door to immortality. These heightened states of consciousness can also be achieved by a single individual. The key either way is the intentional, directed, deep state of love that merges all dualistic aspects, the masculine and the feminine, with others and ultimately within ourselves. The alchemy image shows how one becomes two, or is it the other way around. From the center, spin the two aspects of masculine, left circle with the upward triangle, and feminine, right circle with the downward triangle, representing the dualistic world of the physical plane. The bright orange represents the color of our sacral chakra, which is linked to our sexuality, our connection with others, and its freeing effect on the body and mind. Purple and violet represent our connection to the higher realms and source, indicating that our consciousness is as much part of the merging as our physical bodies are. The large triangles refer to the union between the masculine and the feminine, where the upper triangle represents the masculine and the downward one the feminine. The number 6 circles light sources represents harmony, love, and balance. Try this. Take a moment to go inside yourself. Remember who you are. Remember that you hold within you all the secrets of unlimited potential and infinite existence. Do you know that you are magical, that you can perform magical manifestations? You are a great sorcerer. Practice your magic often.
Before I got here, I was in the house.
Insights related to the emotional world. That's what that was. Next card represents the female aspect. What is the female aspect for humanity in the month of January? What is the female aspects for humanity in the month of January? What are the female aspects for humanity in the month of January?
I'll write it down. It's bulletproof. I
I'm gonna tell you something deep and dark and personal now. Ready?
Belief.
I was 14. He was this. He beat me up. So I'm walking on the street, eating candy bars.
The frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents,
Crossing over.
and a strong connection to Source.
And then this
Belief is one of the most powerful driving forces towards action and change. Belief can be described as the state of mind we experience when we think that something is true. Up until now, it has mostly been our conscious mind that has determined whether or not we believe something if there is enough evidence, logical and scientific facts. In support of a thing, we consider it to be true, and therefore believe it. In the new energy, it isn't enough to rely solely on our analytical and logical mind to determine our truth and our beliefs. Our world is rapidly being saturated with more and more multidimensional elements, like memories from other lifetimes or dimensions, enhanced extrasensory and psychic abilities, and an altered sense of time, to name a few, that require us to change the way we think. And science has not caught on enough to provide our minds with sufficient evidence to make sense of this multidimensionality. We have to rely on other parts of ourselves, beyond the conscious mind, to navigate through this exciting new world. We are in the process of discovering how crucial our heart and our intuition are, that they need to be considered as valuable as our analytical mind in determining our beliefs. To thrive in this new energy as co-creational, the multidimensional human beings who are in control of their reality, it is essential that we believe we are these beings. Self-worth is crucial. We have to believe without a shred of a doubt that we are powerful creators. Just as magic requires a deep and unwavering conviction on the part of the magician, we have to believe that anything is possible, especially those things that make no sense to our logical mind. Changing our reality starts with a deeply rooted belief that we can. The color pink is associated with the universal love of oneself and others. With sweetness, tenderness, and care, brighter pink brings in an aspect of aliveness, excitement, high energy, and power. The star in the middle can be a beacon of inspiration, indicating our connection to the heavens and the universe that source our beliefs. It is necessary, however, the star can be used as a shuriken or Japanese throwing star, a precise and powerful weapon, indicating the power of conviction that is sometimes necessary to blast our way through old ways of thinking. Try this. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and answer this. Do you believe that you are a part of a source? Do you believe your power is so great that you can create anything you desire in your life? When was the last time you stood under the stars and demanded that the universe grant you your wishes? Try it tonight. The next card represents the male aspect. What is the male aspect for humanity in the month of January? What is the male aspect for humanity in the month of January? What is the male aspect for humanity in the month of January?
There are worlds out there that
Authority. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. The word authority has mostly been used to describe the powers that rule, govern, lead, direct, control, and protect. It has also been closely associated with the powers that dominate, suppress, enforce, demand, and scare us. Authority is about power. True authority is generated by maturity, knowledge, wisdom, experience, and inner balance. This kind of power comes from within, where it is deeply rooted in a solid connection to Source. Externally, this power expresses itself as presence, the ability to be completely in the moment, with full awareness of every aspect of oneself. All senses fully engaged, while being completely centered in the heart. Internally, this power steps back to witness, allowing us to perceive and discern without attachment. From all this, a new form of authority arises, one that leads, shares, directs, and conducts with benevolence, grace, compassion, wisdom, and integrity. This kind of authority inspires trust, creation, collaboration, and partnership. It is receptive in nature and expresses the journey inward, where connection with self and Source become one. Green represents the energy that abundantly flows from the heart. Turquoise represents the heart chakra, high heart chakra. Sometimes referred to as the thymus chakra, the place where heart and throat energies merge into loving expression of truth. Gold and yellow represent abundance, truth, enlightenment, and self-realization. In numerology, 3 is considered a catalytic number. It stands for an energy that speeds up or creates a reaction between two unrelated things without necessarily changing itself. And there are many sixes in this image. 6 is associated with harmony, love, and balance, as well as with structure, design, and efficiency. Conceptually, circles stand for everything and nothing at all, balance and infinity, purity and freedom. Try this. Close your eyes and contemplate the concept of authority for a moment. How does the word make you feel? Do you consider yourself an authority in certain areas? Are you kind and wise in your guidance of other people? Are you coming from a place of wholeness and balance? The 6th card shows insights related to the physical world. What are the insights to the physical world for humanity in January? What are the insights to the physical world for humanity in January? What are the insights for the physical world for humanity in January? Transition. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence in our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace.
Magic is real, and that's the thing. Once you know that, you can't.
Transition can be described as the passage from one stage to another. However deeply or mildly it impacts our lives, transition always implies change of some sort. And most of us are afraid of change. We want things to stay the same. We want to stay in the comfort zone we've created. Unfortunately, change is the one certainty in life that we can all count on. Change is necessary to allow room for the new to emerge and the old to pass. Change is necessary for growth to occur. Change is a fundamental universal law. Transition describes this process of change, a time when things are moving, morphing, and shifting. And in the midst of this process, it's common for nothing to feel clear, comfortable, or safe. Being pushed and pulled from our existing state into one that is unfamiliar isn't easy, and the most feared transition of all is one we all face eventually: death, the transition from our physical bodies to the world of spirit. Because we have so little understanding of the true nature of our existence and of our connection to the cosmos, we tend to fear death as a perceived ending. As in this activation, the snake is a traditional symbol for death and transition in many cultures and belief systems due to its perceived ability to be reborn many times during its lifetime by shedding its skin. Behind it, the background shows not only the grid of the flower of life, the connection with the earth plane, but also the Merkaba, a reference to our existential ability to traverse between layers of time and dimension. The colors indigo, violet, and magenta are indications of our deep spiritual connection to the cosmos and the whole of existence, making any transition but a moment in an ongoing infinite journey. Try this. Take a moment to look at the transition image. How do you flow with the transitions in your life? What transitions are you afraid of? Look at the last transition that you went through and remember the gifts that came because of it. What will your next transition be? Go outside and see how nature goes through a constant cycle of death and rebirth in order to continue life. Celebrate your transitions. And that was number 6. Insights related to the physical world. And next is insights related to the spiritual world. What insights to the spiritual world is there for humanity in the month of January? What insights to the spiritual world are there for humanity in January? What insights to the spiritual world are there for humanity in the month of January?
Don't go out there and be doubled you.
I'm the different super nerd.
How about I find you? And I don't say magic is real, but I do see it. So
Emergence. The frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place.
Is there any way not to get wiped?
I don't know. I've heard of a specialist, and all I can say is I'm doing very good.
I'm sorry, Jules.
Emergence can be described as the process of coming into being, the arising of something that wasn't there before. When referring to personal development and growth, the emergence of a grander expression of ourselves is often a result of extensive inner work and deep release. In order for real personal growth to happen, we have to be willing to let go of existing belief systems, frameworks, and labels that define and limit us. Recognizing potential can take us on an exciting inner journey of discovery and integration. From this place of openness and discernment, we can truly unfold and emerge as a new human being. The deep and rich blue at the core of this activation represents the drive for clear expression. The purple signifies the insights that come directly from our connection to Source and that are now available to be expressed. And the yellows and oranges indicate the creativity and power with which we can do so. Try this. Take a breath and close your eyes for a moment. What was your when I grow up I want to be declaration? Did you realize this childhood dream? What other aspects of yourself would you like to give birth to? Are there any new aspects emerging that you have never expressed before? Keep a journal so you are aware of your growth.
Figure out that not everything gets solved.
That was insights related to spiritual world emergence. Last card, and we end with the card that represents the understanding. What is the final understanding for humanity in the month of January? What was the final understanding for the humanity in the month of January? What is the final understanding for humanity in the month of January?
For starters. And this was me discovering how much I like you. You are smart,
Remembrance.
passionate, and question things.
The frequency of remembrance supports the memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul and body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life.
I'm willing to teach the right people everything I know. And I know a lot. Because I have seen connections in certain places. Just like, for instance, brake bills. You don't have enough.
It is becoming more common for us to have access to memories of lives lived, experiences gone through. Experiences gone, though. Roads traveled and journeys taken. Our memories are rapidly expanding beyond our current lifetime alone. Now that we are vibrating at a higher frequency, we're able to access deeper the parts of the grids, referred to as the Akasha, that hold our collective and personal memories of all lifetimes lived. The Akasha of the human being holds everything that the human being has experienced on this earth plane. However, this remembrance is not a linear function of the brain. Instead, it is an elusive and multidimensional aspect of the new human being. Neo-human is, as I like to call it. A human being that harmonizes the synaptic brain with the wisdom and intuitive thought of the heart and soul. There is an unmistakable sense of ancient cultures and times in the remembrance image, perhaps Native American or Mayan, and we can see the reference to future civilizations and off-planet connections as well. This is an indication that time is no longer a linear absolute, but a vertical moment-to-moment experience that includes input from many different times, layers, and dimensions. The blues in this activation refer to the clear communication that comes to us through our dreams, our intuitive thoughts, and our memories. The indigo and violet indicate the higher source behind the communication that comes with when our third eye chakra and crown chakra are open and flowing. Try this. Take a moment to go inside and contemplate the idea that you have been around for a very long time and always will be. Are you aware of all the times and places you have been before? Do you have a notion of where you are going? Look intensely at the remembrance image and allow your Akasha to activate the memories of your soul's journey.